So I find this kind of power struggle to control Africa very entertaining. There's a lot of civs that are in play here, even civs that didn't start off in Africa, like Greece, like Arabia, like Portugal. They all have stakes, and it's kind of a big deal to see like which nations are starting to gather up cities and hold a big military grip. I mean, even the Ottomans. I mean, don't forget about Solomon. He's got some stakes in this as well, especially because I mean he's locked down. He's locked down in the Middle East. He can't really get out anywhere else. So he has some pretty high stakes as well. So it kind of makes sense that Africa is this pinpoint, this struggle for lands, especially for the Europeans. Even though there is only one European so far that has, so far, well, actually two, I'm sorry, Greece and Portugal. But it's very entertaining. Usually in these AI-only world battles, there's always like one person, that's cough cough, the Zulu, that usually ends up just controlling it. And the fact that it's still so divided by turn 251, it's very fun. It's very entertaining to see who's going to win out on this continent. All right, so let's go ahead and check on the religion overview. I promised you guys we would do that. So who has the best religion in the world? Tibet, because that makes a lot of sense. They were able to get the most, I think they were able to get the Buddhism religion first before anybody else. So yeah, that makes like a lot of sense. What else do we have? Second place, I mean, there's kind of a big old tie for second place, technically, with Arabia, Ethiopia, and Mali. That's a big deal. The fact that both Ethiopia and Mali were able to get up holy cities and find religions, I guess I should say, that really negated, because I think Ethiopia had it first, and then Mali got Judaism, and that really would have been like a big deal for Ethiopia, but because they're no longer the only holy city in the continent, that really made them lose some power. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue on with our campaign. We just need to keep in mind that Tibet has a very powerful religion with Buddhism. Let me go ahead and check on that actually. But real quick, I want to fix the frame rate here. Ooh, we have India in the Caribbean. Okay, so let's go ahead and check on that. What do we got in terms of beliefs? I just want to look at Buddhism for now. Even though Tibet isn't like a big player at all, I want to see exactly what's contributing. What are all these religious bonuses contributing to their empire? So they have their founder belief, which is culture for every 5 followers. Of course, we have checked on these beliefs, by the way, but I just want to remind everyone what they've got going on. Remind myself as well. Missionary conversion strength, 25%. That might be a big deal why they are so dominant. As well as, I mean, it's a huge deal because there's no other religion, I believe, in Eastern Asia besides Japan. Actually, no Cham, too. No, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I think Cham and Japan were just a little bit too late in the game finding their religion. But I can't remember off. Oh, there's Afghanistan. Wow. Maybe just Tibet has a dominant religion. This is a big one. May build universities, public schools, and research labs. That's huge for anybody in the region. So they might be scientifically ahead of maybe other continents like Europe and Africa. If that is, obviously, of course, if they have enough faith to be able to purchase those buildings. Not necessarily. At this point in the game, it's not super likely, I guess, was what I'm trying to say. Mosques, which are very nice religious buildings, goddess of protection, and then these buildings here give extra happiness. They've got 2 excellent buildings. So if you have a lot of faith and you have Buddhism, you're going to be set because you can build science buildings as well as you can get those religious buildings, 2 of the best religious buildings. So that is pretty incredible. All right, let's go to the next turn. We still have Russia, India. That's a big one. We'll see. I don't have a lot of faith that Catherine's going to be able to do this by herself because of that lake. Mumbai is very, very well protected because of the lake up north. We also have Korea going after Vietnam. Vietnam is down to 2 cities and pretty much only 1 unit. And right now it's in the open. I don't know what it's doing out there. It's completely in the open. So that's not good. You've got musketmen, cannon. The Hawachas are still, obviously a big factor into why they're able to take over cities. Those are very, very good siege units. Champa also have their unique units. We got to keep that in mind. Not much going on in terms of military for the southeastern civs. Japan, on the other hand, is looking good, but you got to keep in mind Korea, for some reason, I don't know, they must have got no borders. But Korea is maybe exploring, maybe testing the waters with Japan, trying to figure out what they want to do. Those civs do not like each other. We know that for a fact. They've been at war several times, but nothing too significant have come out of those conflicts. Now, we still do not have a colony, but like I said, I mean, we're dangerously close to seeing the first colony pop up, and I want to see who exactly is going to be the first civ. And I'm willing to bet it's going to be a civ that we are not expecting. That's what I'm thinking. It'll be a civ that we're not expecting. Boom, ship of the lines for Elizabeth. That's good. She really needs it because there is a threat growing to her south with Napoleon. Napoleon is a big, big threat. But Napoleon doesn't really have a good civ to go out. Wow, look at Spain. Look at Madrid. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually Spain that colonizes first. They need more cities. And they look at the units, man. When are we going to see that war break out? The Terracillos are also in play. So, I mean, they might have a slight advantage. This is the best time. If Isabella was going to go to war with Portugal anytime soon, this is the time to do it. This was definitely the time to do it. Let's see what the spy says. Genghis Khan, secretly plotting against Poland. Okay. How is Sweden doing? Pretty much, one of these boats is going to have to get destroyed to make room for the caravel. Oh, the caravel is going to come up from the north, from Sigtuna. Here goes Rome, probably settling. I'm thinking they're probably going to settle, unless they know what's going on. Maybe Rome's going to settle first. The Boer and France. We have Korea and the Ottomans piecing out. So is Rome going to settle in like modern-day Norway, or are they going for the New Worlds? That could be a possibility. Let's see what they do with the caravel. Where'd it go? They put it within bombardment range of this city. Wow. Okay, well, Sweden will take over this final dangerous city at some point. We just don't know when it's gonna happen. He just needs to smarten up a little bit. Denmark and Byzantium. That was Byzantium declaring that war. We have Greece and Austria. Remember, Greece doesn't have many land units, and they do, but they're all in North Africa. Wow. And Rome is pushing very, very hard for the Carthaginian capital. Very hard. Everyone's declaring war on Denmark because Denmark's not doing so well. I'm wondering why France declared war on the Boer. Maybe because they're losing units to the Ethiopians. Have the Ethiopians been pretty... Wow, yeah. Ethiopia is looking really good to take over this former Ottoman city. Yeah, that's looking likely. And let's also not forget that the Congo have also declared on Askia, so they could attack the capital, which is very vulnerable to the south. Again, they don't see that. They see fog of war, so they have no idea where the military units are at. But if they continue to approach the capital, they're not going to see much resistance. Oh, there goes Russia. Okay, so Russia's done, and so is Poland. Wow, and they took over Carthage. Oh, but Songhai took it back. Which, remember, the city's still in resistance, so Rome will take it back again. It might exchange hands. No, I don't know. It's going to be close. I think Rome's going to keep it next turn. The Huns and Denmark. So, like I said, everyone's declaring war on the Huns. Greece could lose a lot of strength. Sparta's a big, kind of a somewhat big city at 12 population. It's not massive or anything like that, but it's one of their bigger cities. Sweden did take over Denmark. Okay, so Denmark's dead. So all those wars that were declared against Harold didn't matter. We also have Congo and Mali. Oh, man, this region is just back and forth. It's been like a big old circle. So I don't think Mali cares about Arabia anymore, or maybe they do. Maybe they're going to try to attack two civs at once, which is a terrible idea. Ashanti is just like watching this and trying to be as quiet as possible because all these civs are battling it out. Wow. So practically Mali's coming in to save the day for Songhai because now Congo cannot focus in on Askia's capital. That was one of the biggest saving moves. I wouldn't be surprised if Songhai would have been down to maybe 2 cities if they didn't just do that. They might be able to keep their capital here. Greece has declared war on Congo now. Oh man, oh man. Why would you do that though, Greece? The Congo still have like a majority of their units. That's the thing. I mean, are they falling behind in technology? I don't think so. Not too bad, at least. We'll see if Greece actually mobilizes here. They might not. Big deal that Denmark has fallen. We're down another European. And yes, look like Sparta is going to get taken. This might be also a very good game for Austria. Usually Austria has just terrible luck in all AI-only battles. Austria has always just really had a tough time. Whereas Germany, I feel like, has gotten lucky for the most part, except for this campaign, obviously. They were destroyed. But Austria and Germany have a very similar start. You know, obviously they have civs that they have to worry about to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. I mean, they're in a very difficult spot. This is the first time we're seeing Austria maybe have a successful campaign. If they take over Sparta, they could maybe have some luck attacking Athens. No, they won't. There's too many ranged naval units here that will defend their capital. Yeah, I don't think that will happen. But still, they'll get a little bit bigger of a foothold inside of Europe. We have Persia and the Ottomans finally piecing out. The Ottomans were trying really hard to go across the Caspian Sea, but remember, Persia was down to like no units for a while there. Bam, Austria took it over. Persia must have just made a comeback. And India looks like they're going to be okay. India's going to survive. Poland is running back to their empire's territory. Wow, Poland's at riflemen right now. They're, I think, one of the first civs. I don't know. I always say that. And then I get proven like I'm stupid in the comment section because like there's riflemen here and here and here, and I'm like, dang it, Drew, like open your eyes, man. Like why didn't you see that? It looks like though they're among one of the first civs with riflemen. I think that's safe to say. And look at that, Songhai held on to Carthage. I mean, yeah, it exchanged hands back and forth, but looks like Rome doesn't care about it anymore. They tried, now they're like, all right, I give up. This is very, very interesting. This siege of Askia's capital, because you have Mali maybe attacking from the south and Songhai reinforcing from the north. Let's not forget that Mali has a massive force that was supposed to go after Arabia, which I think is going to change hands, and now they're going to start to move down south. Greece moving through Harun al-Rashid's territory, maybe to attack the Congo as well. Ethiopia, oh my gosh, and the Boyar might fall. The Boyar might seriously fall. I mean, Bursa will fall, obviously, but if Ethiopia continues to press their luck and they continue to go aggro here, they will take, I think, 2 or 3 more cities, to be honest, if they don't peace out anytime soon. And luckily for, wow, another Vietnamese city has dropped, which means that they're down, Vietnam is down to just Hanoi. That is it, only Hanoi. And like I said, there are no units protecting Vietnam anymore. We're seeing civs fall, and it's surprising. The world's going to get a whole lot smaller within these next 50 turns, I'm willing to bet. Has anybody colonized just yet? No, but we do see movement from India. I see India with a settler over this way. Maybe they will be the civ. Spain, maybe. Are we going to see a Spanish Australia? Now that would be awesome. I would be very cool with that. What else? We know that India knows about this land, and India is small enough where they're probably going to be like, yeah, I want that. The other thing, what we were talking about, no, Rome decided to settle in modern-day Norway. I thought that maybe they'd be going for North America or Scotland, but I guess not. Does Spain know about this stuff? That's the big deal. I mean, they know about Australia, so I don't know. England declared war on Austria, which technically they do have a border, but they don't have it. I don't think England's going to send over military units. It'd be a risk, especially with Napoleon growing in strength to the south. That would be a very big and I think unnecessary risk for them to take. The Boer and the Ottomans have peaced out, so the Ottomans are going to be safe, and Ethiopia is going to continue to press forward. What about here? Man, okay, so Greece doesn't care about Austria, but they still need to peace out with Austria. The Congo might be in a very, very, very difficult situation here. There you go. That's what you needed to do. You needed to back up. And luckily for Arabia, Mali is unconcerned now with the Arabian affairs, I guess. They're like, oh, nope, I want Congo now. Is there anything else that happened? No. Mali's peaced out with Arabia. Okay, so there you go. This is very, very bad for the Congo. They're fighting a huge coalition. And not in terms of like the amount of civs that are in the coalition, but I just mean the military units that are being sent over towards Congo territory is a lot. And it's really bad. It's very, very bad. Luckily, Greece hasn't continued. They haven't, continued to move down south. They're reinforcing from Athens and Argos. But that's about it. Oh, Rome's going to go for a second attempt of taking over Carthage. They might try it once again. Do we see anything else? Are there any settlers out here in the Atlantic or Pacific Oceans? So far, I don't see anything. Here comes Rome. I think this is going to go for Scotland. I'll be honest. I think this Roman settler is going for Scotland here. Austria is not pressing their luck, trying to grab more Greek territory. Is there anything else going on new with... How's Russia doing? Russia seems to be not super big. Yeah, I mean, they do. Their military units are all spread out, so that's why maybe they look a little bit weaker than if they're consolidated. Yeah, they look pretty good. And remember, Mongolia lost quite a few troops. Honestly, I think they could defend against Mongolia again. There doesn't seem like too big of a technology difference there. I don't think so. Still waiting for someone to take out the Huns, but whoever does that is going to be they're going to be weakening themselves for neighboring civs. All right, so technically Korea has not made a choice on if they're going to attack and go after Hanoi. I'm surprised the Champa have. I'm surprised. Why hasn't anybody else decided to go after them? Nobody else has declared war in Vietnam, which is really, really strange. Ooh, Afghanistan now starting to mobilize. It took them a long time, but I think they finally realized, wait a second, Russia can't reinforce here. They only have one crossbowman. They will probably not get open borders through either Russia or India. I'm pretty sure both these civs had cities captured by Catherine, so they're not going to give open borders. They're not going to be willing for that. Poland actually technically helping Catherine by getting in the way of Afghan troops. Zulu and Ashanti have pieced out. The Zulu are just sitting back and chilling now. They're probably feeling pretty good. Again, I think ultimately the biggest winner right now has got to be Ethiopia. They're facing a civ that's very weak, that's down in terms of their military numbers, and they're fighting a war to the south, whereas in the north, they're susceptible to a war. But luckily, Arabia had a lot of units destroyed. They were in like a small coalition to an extent. Congo was a threat for a little bit, but now they're facing a coalition. Everyone's at war with each other. I think Ethiopia is so far becoming the dominant power in Africa, I would say. I would say certainly. Let's see if the Congo are going to be able to defend. They might. They might. And we'll have to keep an eye on what Rome does with Carthage. Do they continue to push? They have navies. They're going to. Maybe this was their idea. I don't think it was, but it's very, very smart of the AI to have retreated and then came back for a second attack, because now most of the Songhai units are down south defending the capital. So if they are able to squeeze in, they've got the. Oh yeah, they could easily do it. Yeah, they'll take this city over. Probably next turn. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, wait. Well, hold on. Let me take that back. If this caravel survives, and if they're smart, then they'll take it over. But that's their only melee unit nearby. So you got to be careful in that sense. If they lose that caravel, they will not take it over. And then you're giving Askia enough time to reinforce that city. And there goes Rome. We got to keep an eye on that Roman settler. Pretty sure that's Scotland that he's going for, which is going to give Rome some pretty big strength. If he's going to be the only European that's going to continue to colonize, then that's going to give him some significant advantages. Where did that Indian settler go? Japan going at it with who? Is this the Philippines that he's going after? Or is it Champa? Oh, it might be the Champa. I can't remember. Where is he? Bam. Yes, India is going. Yep, I think it's going to be India first. Or they could be going for Hawaii. You never know. It could just be a Hawaiian settler. Still, I mean, does that count? Kind of? Not really. I don't know. I don't think that counts. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.